And as you know, because you're at a lot of the council meetings, you know for the last how many years we've had to hold our budget flat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult. It is really difficult. But I know the last 3 to 4 years, nothing has increased in our budget but the personnel line. And of course, all my officers for parking are union people. I don't have to have union people because I'm an elected official. They serve at my pleasure. But I have no problem with that because I get along with the union.
Mm-hmm.
And they go by steps, in their increases. And so, of course, my people, my office, they serve at my pleasure like the mayor's people do. But I don't have any problem with the union people, and I don't think they have any problems with me. I went to bat for them right away because their job descriptions needed rewritten. Nobody had taken the time to do it because they just kind of wanted them out of the way.
Sure.
So, okay, I've got along. I've got that. Yeah. What else?
Isn't that one of the difficulties with holding a flat budget? Is there are going to be certain things like personnel costs that are going to keep going up.
You can't hold. I mean, it's really, really hard. My let's see, it was up 1.7%, and it was all in insurance. I mean, health insurance. You cannot hold a completely flat budget. Because, and my goodness, we haven't had raises for, well now let's see, I think maybe last year, maybe the regular employees got a 1%, elected officials, this will be the 5th year that the elected officials have not taken a raise. And I think maybe only one of those 5 years the regular employees have had a raise. But they've got a job. I am very close with our clerk's organization is absolutely great throughout the state. And I get emails and hear this and hear that. So many cities have had really, really rough times. They've had to eliminate positions. They've had to lay off police and fire. We have been so very fortunate. I mean, who's going to complain about not getting a raise when you've got, when you've got a job? So one thing I forgot to tell you, can I tell you?
Sure.
When I started back in the early 80s, we have a very, very strong education program within the clerk's organization. And I continued my education at Ball State for my certification of a city clerk. I'm very, very proud of that. It took a long time to get, because we'd go a week and then maybe, we'd go a month or so and then we'd have another week. It took time away from the office, and that's the hardest thing to do, or it was for me to take time away from the office. But I am so happy that I got my certification because, oh my gosh, there's no comparison to the things that we learned. And my mentor was a clerk from South Bend, and I probably wouldn't have done it if I had gotten to know Irene. And she was such a wonderful clerk, and she just kind of kept at me, and all this time my husband was ill, but I still made time to get my certification. And I would advise anybody that's in it. I know the treasurer. I know they have a certification class that they go to, and it's just great that our organization offers that. It's we have to put some money out to it, but still it's worth it. It's well worth it. And like I said, I was an officer of our league. I used to be very, very active. I'm still on the board, but I've slowed down a little bit. I don't go to everything like I used to. But we're still very, very close, and I get emails from clerks all over the state every day. And that's so nice because we all are doing the same thing, but maybe a little different way. Sure. And that's what I was so glad to see, talk to Regina, because I didn't even know she had a paperless agenda till I put out the field, who's got paperless agendas? And here she comes, and that's just great. It's just great.
Sure.
And it would be very difficult to go into a clerk's office without some knowledge. I felt really good because I was clerk to the Board of Public Works for 3.5 years, and like I've said in the past, I knew what an agenda was, and I knew, because we had meetings too, and I knew what an ordinance was, I knew what a resolution was, and it helped a lot. I felt very comfortable going from one office to the other.